Lagos on a Friday night is a living thing. Sweaty, electric, always hungry. Car horns at Amapiano beats blur into a rhythm that never ends. Lekki, glittering under streetlights and seduction, is wide awake. And so is Alima. Her lashes are long, lips glossed to perfection. The satin bodycon dress wraps her like a second skin. Every curve intentional, every step calculated. Alima doesn't just walk into rooms. She enters like a song you can't get out of your head. At 24, she is a master of the art. How to smile just enough, pose just right, say almost nothing, but leave everything implied. Tonight, she's hunting her next moment. One reel away from a real deal. Influencer, hustler, survivor. She's done the soft girl thing, the baddie thing, the booked and busy captions. Now, she needs a win. The DM came 2 hours ago. Private party, Lekki Phase 1, VIP only, a few celebs, all vibes, no rules, come. Attached was a flyer, black background, gold font, no details. Tagged were 2 B-list artists, one known skit maker and a girl Alima once saw on reality TV naked in a pool. She hesitated. Then again, these parties were where deals got made, where girls became verified, and Alima, she didn't come this far to play it safe. Still, her best friend Amaka texted, "Girl, you know some of these Lekki parties are trucks. Be careful." Alima replied with a selfie, licking her lip gloss. "I'm the trap. I got this." The mansion was a beast of marble and neon tucked behind black gates. Palm trees swayed under soft purple lights. A valet in a white shirt took her keys without speaking. Inside, the smell hit her instantly. Champagne, weed, cologne, sex. The kind of night that wrote its own rules. People floated by in designer, half naked, high, or both. Afro beats pumped from invisible speakers. Someone popped a bottle and spread it on a girl dancing on a glass table. Alima lit up. She danced like she'd been waiting for this beat her whole life. She flirted, teased, let a girl kiss her neck, kissed her back just for the thrill. A guy grabbed her waist. She let him, then pushed him away with a wink. Power. That's when she saw him. Tall, dark-skinned like polished mahogany. Versace shirt, top 3 buttons undone. He looked expensive, dangerous, interesting. He didn't speak at first, just watched her from across the room with the stillness of someone used to being obeyed. When he finally moved toward her, it was smooth, slow, deliberate. "Thirsty?" he asked, offering a champagne flute filled with something pink and fizzing. Alima grinned. "Only if you're paying." He leaned closer, his cologne wrapped around her. "Always." She took the glass, clinked it to his, sipped. Sweet, cold, bubbly. Then, the bass grew distant. Her pulse quickened, but her limbs softened. Her vision blurred, the crowd smeared into smudges of gold and black. "Wait," she mumbled, blinking. His hand brushed her lower back. Everything went black.
A dull, metallic hum vibrated in her ears. Low, constant, like the drone inside a machine's core. Or maybe it was inside her own head. Alima wasn't sure if her eyes were open or closed. The world was a swirling gray fog, blurred at the edges. Her breath, was it coming? She tried to feel her chest rising and falling. Nothing. Then a slow burning ache bloomed across her skin, her arms, her thighs, her neck, like the aftermath of falling from a height and landing hard, bruised and broken, but not shattered. She was alone, or maybe not. Could they still be there, watching silently? Cameras could watch without sound. Her fingers twitched, a faint flutter, but it was something. Her body felt like a cage she'd been trapped inside for hours, maybe days. A sob welled up in her throat, but it was strangled, weak. She forced it down. She tried to sit up, the silk sheets slipping away from her bare skin, cool and smooth. She pulled them back up instinctively, as if the fabric could cover everything: shame, pain, helplessness. The room was dim, bathed in a dull red glow from a blinking LED near the floor. Recording? Charging? She didn't care. Her eyes scanned the closed door. No sounds came from beyond it, no music, no voices, just silence. Her legs trembled as she slid off the bed and collapsed onto her knees. They felt like they belonged to someone else, heavy, unsteady, unreliable. She crawled to the dresser and yanked open drawers, empty. No sign of her clothes or phone. Panic tightened around her chest like a vice. Another door, the bathroom. She forced herself forward and flicked on the light. Her breath hitched. The mirror reflected a stranger, smeared lipstick trailing down one cheek like a bruise, mascara running in streaks beneath tired eyes, red marks on her neck, raw and angry. Alima's stomach churned. A sudden noise. Footsteps? She whipped around, heart hammering, but the room was empty. Then her phone. It buzzed softly on the floor near the bed. Hands shaking, she crawled back and picked it up. Locked. She tried swiping her passcode. Wrong. Tried again. Wrong. The third attempt worked. 12 missed calls. Maya. 4 new messages. Unknown number. You were riled last night. Winky face. Video attached. Don't worry, it's just for us. Her hand shot to her mouth. She didn't open the video. Couldn't. She wanted to scream, throw the phone, smash it, but she gripped it tighter, as if it was her only link to the world outside this nightmare. Nausea twisted in her gut, and she barely made it to the bathroom, emptying herself beside the cold tile. Then, the terrifying thought took root and wouldn't let go. They still have it. The video, the pictures. If they had that, they had her, completely, mercilessly. And she was trapped, not just in this room, but in their cruel game.
Alima's eyes fluttered open, dragging her back into a cruel reality bathed in harsh, unforgiving light. Gone was the foggy haze of the night before. Now every edge was sharp and brutal. Her bare skin pressed painfully against the cold, rough tile floor. A sharp jolt of pain shot through her wrists as she tried to move. She looked down, heart hammering. Metal cuffs bound her wrists, handcuffed to a radiator that hissed faintly beneath her. The sunlight filtered weakly through heavy curtains, slicing the room with long, cold shadows. Dust motes drifted in the beams like indifferent witnesses to her suffering. Her body throbbed with a litany of aches, bruises blooming dark and angry across her thighs and arms, a dull, persistent throb radiating from the raw red marks on her neck. Near her feet, a small camera blinked a slow, steady red light. Panic clawed its way up her throat, choking and sharp. She turned her head slowly, every movement sending fresh waves of agony coursing through bruised muscles. Her phone lay on the floor, its screen cracked but still faintly glowing. With trembling fingers, she reached for it. The lock screen displayed thumbnail images that made her stomach drop. There she was, helpless, unconscious, posed like an object for merciless eyes. Her thighs spread, wrists pinned. Men loomed around her, their faces blurred, but the menace unmistakable. One video showed her from above, her face visible, eyes closed, lips parted. A low voice whispered her name slowly, tauntingly. Bile rose in her throat. Rage ignited like wildfire. She let out a guttural scream and flung the phone against the wall. It shattered, shards raining down like cruel little stars. Fueled by fury and desperation, she pulled at the cuffs, nails scraping raw metal and skin, wrists bleeding but refusing to give in.
Time stretched, minutes slipping through sweat and tears. Then, at last, release. Her hand slipped free, slick with blood, but finally free. She rubbed her wrist fiercely, tasting iron and salt. Nearby, a robe hung on a hook. She dragged it over her bruised body, ignoring the sting of raw skin. Barefoot and trembling, she limped toward the door, each step a sharp cry of pain through knees and ankles. She pushed it open, swallowing a gasp as cold, fresh air hit her like a wave. The compound stretched out before her, silent except for the distant hum of security systems and the rustling of leaves. With shaky steps, she stumbled through shadows and thorny underbrush, heart pounding so loud she thought it might burst. The front gate came into view, just out of reach. "Hey!" The shout sliced through the silence like a knife. Before she could react, rough hands grabbed her, yanking her down hard to the ground. She struggled with everything left in her, but weakness weighed heavy as chains. Floodlights snapped on, bathing the compound in harsh white light. Police cars screeched in, sirens silent but flashing. An officer approached, face cold and unreadable. "She broke in," the guard said, "tried to steal something." Alima opened her mouth to speak, to plead, to explain, but no sound came. Hands closed around her wrists again. This time, real cuffs, cold and unyielding. She was caught. But deep inside, something stirred, a fierce, unquenchable fire that refused to die.
The police station was cold and smelled like bleach. The bright white lights above made the room feel harsh and unkind. Alima sat on a hard metal bench, her wrists still sore from the handcuffs. Her bare feet touched the cold floor. She had nothing, no shoes, no phone, no ID. She felt small and lost. Around her, the police officers looked at her with cold eyes. They did not seem to care. "Where is your ID?" one officer asked, sounding annoyed. Alima's throat tightened. She did not have it. She hadn't been able to grab anything when she was taken. "I don't have it," she said softly. The officers laughed. The sound was sharp and mean. One of them leaned close to her and said quietly, "Lekki Ran's girl, classic." Alima felt like she had been burned by those words. The nickname made her feel small and ashamed. It was meant to put her down, to make people forget she was a person. Her phone was broken somewhere far away, but the damage was done. In the corner of the room, a small screen showed a video. It was one of the clips from last night. Her unconscious body being shown like a thing, not a person. The men around her were laughing, their faces blurry but cruel. Alima tried to speak, to ask for help, to say that what happened was not her fault. But no one listened. Her words felt useless and empty. Outside the police station, the nightmare grew worse. A video leaked online. It was blurry, but it was her. The words under the video said, "Lekki babe caught on tape. No shame." In a few hours, her name was everywhere. People were sharing the video and making cruel jokes. The companies that once supported her stopped. Her family stopped talking to her. Her phone, which had been silent before, was now full of terrible messages. People sent her insults, threats, and worse. Alone and afraid, she locked herself in her room. Days passed like a bad dream. Dark thoughts came close. Sometimes she thought about giving up. But inside her, something small and strong stayed alive. She found the courage to call a woman reporter she had heard about. The reporter was known for helping people who had no one else to turn to. "I have proof," Alima said quietly on the phone. "I want to tell my story." A few days later, Alima walked out into the light. Her hands shook, but she stood tall. People were watching. Some looked angry, some didn't believe her. But she was ready. They took my body, but they will never take my voice.